clinic in Esan, Edo State. As you can see from this, it says, "Welcome to Pax Herbal, changing the face of African medicine and bringing health closer to the people." I'm going to be taking you around Pax Herbal Health Center and Research Laboratory. We're going to go to the production area, but I will not be the one showing you around. I'll be there, but we'll be having a tour guide for today. And very soon you'll meet with her. She's Mrs. Williams, and I can't wait to introduce you to her.
And my name is Mrs. Williams, and I work in the information department. And I'm your tour guide for today. Once again, you're welcome. Pax is simply Latin word which means peace. And Pax Herbal started 15 years ago. That was in the year 1996. To what we have, we started from a small hut over there to what we have today now. And Pax is divided into 3 sections. The first section is the clinic, where we attend to our patients. The second section is the production, where we produce our drugs that we use in treating our patients. And the third section is the laboratory, where research are being carried out on the drugs and the plants that we use in producing our drugs. So our stores start where the patients sit relaxed and wait for when we are identified by the doctors. And over here is our card room. Where both patients come to retrieve their cards. With the file, they come with a small card to retrieve their 5 documents. And this is where they pay for their drugs. After seeing the doctor, the drugs have been prescribed to them, they come over there, they give their prescription to the card attendant, they attend to them, and they pay for the drug, and they advise to go to the specialist to get their drugs. So the next place we are heading to now is the north section. This is the north section. Here, this is where the new patients come to retrieve their cards. This is where they come to obtain their cards for a fee of just 100 naira. And when they come here, the first thing the nurses do, they want they pay for their cards, they collect, they give them the cards, see, they get their 5 jackets, they open their cards, and also their medical data form are being captured where they ask them vital information concerning their health. And after that, their vital signs will also be taken before they can go in to see any of the doctors. And normally it's first come first serve. Once you come, you are given a tag to indicate your position. So once it gets to your turn, you'll be called upon to go in to see any of the consultants. And we have about 5 consulting rooms. And this is one of our consulting rooms. This is one of our consulting rooms. This is consulting room 5, where the consultant sits and the patient sits over there. And the consultant listens to the patient's complaints. After the complaints, they prescribe drugs for them, they take to the card room, pay, and go to the dispensary to collect their where our patients sit relax and wait for when they are identified by the dispensers. Normally when they pay for their cards, for their drugs in the card room, they go back to the dispensary, tender their papers over there, and they'll be asked to sit down and wait, depending when their drugs are being arranged. You know, sometimes it's not too good when their place is crowded, so it has to be done in an orderly manner. And some of them are not that physically too strong to stand. So they'll be asked to sit down and wait. And once they are done with the dispensing of the drugs, the patient will be called upon and they will dispense the drugs to the patient, explain to the patient on how to take the drugs. And this is our cyber cafe, where one can browse into the internet. All you need to do is just get the ticket from the receptionist before you can browse.
It's like a proper.
Yes. Yes. The only difference between here and Orthodox hospital is the mode of treatment. Apart from that, every other thing are the same.
Wow.
Yeah. Like in Orthodox hospital, they treat you with Orthodox drugs. Right here, we treat our patients with herbal drugs, which we prepare ourselves. So apart from that, every other method are the same. Yes. And this is our dispensary, where the drugs are being dispensed. And as you can see on the shelves here, all the drugs you have here are locally produced here in Pax Herbal. We do not import our drugs.
Okay.
we produce the drugs that we use in treating our patients, and no orthodox drugs in. All the drugs you see are locally produced here in Paxaba. And we have our dispensers inside that dispense the drugs to the patients. This way the patients normally come, they use any of the box, they just present their card and they'll be asked to sit down and wait. And the next place we have is our stomach clinic. They said the only answer that the tummy understands, of course, when you are hungry, if you like, load your tummy with 10 carton of 10 packet sachet of paracetamol, it will not work. But when you give your tummy a plate of delicious meal, your tummy will tell you, I'm okay. In fact, you will feel okay. So that is why we have the stomach clinic. And the next place we have is our information office. And that's my partner over there. Where all inquiries are being met.
Nice to meet you.
Different ways of testing it. It can be through in vitro, through in vivo. In the social life, yes, in vivo use of living cells, the use of animal. For example, there are some things that we want to test that the use of animal or human will be very difficult. That's to be preclinical trials and clinical trials. Animal, human, that's clinical. It will be a little bit difficult to manage. Most of the people are working in toxicological studies or pharmacological studies. So in such a case, we switch over to in vitro. So instead of that, there's a way we do some scientific manipulations in the lab.
So in a very simple way, what would you say this office handle on a day-to-day basis?
Analysis of an That's every day. Research is not every day. Okay. Research is one. Okay. But what we do here is completely analysis of the drug. And our analysis is into three folds. Okay. We have the safety, purity, and efficacy. Okay. So, but based on these three are also anchored on one, microbiological analysis, trying to check the pathogenic organisms in our drug, and also checking the microbial load. For example, we say this plant, these are drugs used to treat AIDS. So we must ensure that the drug does not contain a bacteria, maybe Salmonella typhi, which is a bacteria responsible for typhoid fever. That we must make sure the bacteria does the product does not contain such a bacteria that will be harmful for man. Maybe they're not saying we use Paxaba drug or we muscle, we're having the typhoid fever, or we're having cholera. We check some different pathogenic organisms and also look at the microbial load of the product.
So
because every
pathogens,
we do for both for pathogens and microbial load. That's for microbiological analysis. And we go into what we also call biochemical analysis. Now one has to be checking for some biochemical parameters. That's somehow very, very vital. We can check microbial acidity and some other things like that, and the most important thing is we go into phytochemical screening. We believe every plant, for a plant to have a kind of therapeutic role, there must be a phytochemical responsible for that therapeutic activity. For example, there's a plant called Taxus brevifolia. The active compound there is Taxol, which is known for its anti-cancer properties. A lot of plants you can see around, there is something in there. Yes, tannin is a phytochemical, but tannin is also is a family of compounds. There's no plant, there's no chemical called tannin. For example, it's just a group. Maybe let me use the word informally, let me use the word surname of compound. Many compounds come together under the umbrella called tannins. Tannins generally we call them polyphenols. Polyphenolic compounds. An example is the garlic acid, L-argitannins, some flavonols, flavor 3 or a lot of compounds. They are under tannins.
I can see you're very, very fast.
Mr. Sheikh,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think that we give you the whole day. In fact, a month is not the long.
That's what I've been trained to do now.
When the formulation of the drug starts from exclusive mass reduction. And this is our water treatment room, where we treat the water that we use in producing our drugs. All this you see here, they're not just here for decoration. It's a symbol, it represents what we do here in Pastor. That's the routine of plants and plants alone. And this is our main and over there is what we use our liquid soap, which is called cleanser. And this is our liquid machine that we use to grind our milk for 48 hours to give it that great form. Over here is our hospital, which is chicken ourselves. And this is our over here is our Amina such as the healthy, the mandatory, the dietary, there are so many I want to start building this. We don't need this. And once the things are we are going to start to research. No, it is back. We need it to say 25 just to the pack. So depending on what is stated on the pack, just in the county, actual contest will be in this pack. After cutting the put in the seal and they do the sealing. After sealing, they now package them, they will package again before they are being transferred to the coding section where the thorough packaging is being done before the drugs are being coded.
Big work.
Where all our drugs are being coded after production of the drugs. Once the drugs are being coded, they are being transferred into this room, and we have two coding machines here. With the help of this coding machine, that is what they do. Only the batch number, manufacturing date, and expiry date of the drug. Of course, you know that for everything we take into our system, it is very important to know when the drugs are being manufactured and when it's going to expire. Because once it expires, it's no longer useful to the health. That becomes poisonous to the system. And this is the first coding machine, and that's the second coding machine. This is our trolley. And this is in charge. I don't know if you can cause a conversation on how the coding machine works.
So just put it down.
Packaging of food, things, and the packaging this one. This is where the heater is. Where it is, you can see as it's packaging from two ends. So it has to pass from here. The heater hits the edges. Kind of more give it that color. The essence of the heater is to heat the edges. Okay. Yes, not to waste. So these are samples of quantity. Local company produce here in Nigeria is Nigerian made and produce here in Kasaba for our own purpose. The work of this company is to help the company once they do the process, convey to the store extension where the drugs are being received. But one of the things here we carry those on our head, where it is sweating through your nose and your ears. raw material room. We will keep our various raw materials.
Wow.
Look at this there.
I don't even know what these are.
And the back.
Okay.
They have been written in their local name just because of so whoever that is doing the production will not get confused with the botanical names.
Okay, wow. I don't know who it's on. Okay.
The leaves are being kept in a different section. And over here, if you look through this glass cubicle, so this is where the drawers are being conveyed from the coding section straight to the store extension. And this is just an extension of the main finished goods store. You know, as the demand increases, you need to create larger space to accommodate more goods. So that the need will not arise to make when drugs are being ordered. When end of our day for orders for you have to then hold on, let me prepare more drugs. It doesn't make sense. So you need to kind of prepare ahead of them. So anytime they make requests, the drugs are available to dispense to them. And this is our sound therapy room. Yeah. All these are musical instruments, local musical instruments collected all over Nigeria. And they promote the healing of our patients psychologically. You know, it's not all treatment that we need to pump your patients with drugs. Sometimes the need arises that you all they need is just getting some good sound.
So somebody comes and plays?
Yeah, we have somebody that is specialized in that. You know, here in Passover, there is what is known as a division of a labor.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, this is interesting.
And of course, you know what good music does to the system. Even when you are troubled, if you listen to something good, it helps to calm your nerves. Before you know it, you are off, you sleep off.
Wow. So that means the music is not played here. You take it down to the patient room and play. Delivering the patient up
If the need arises, it all depends on actually it's between the doctor and his patients. And this is our work manager's office.
What manager today?
Yes. And this is our herbarium.
The head of the herbarium.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning, brother. Good morning.
This is our plant data bank. Or you can call it our plant museum. And this is the
All female.
she's the person who is in charge of the herbarium.
Wow. Well done. I mean, we heard a lot about the herbarium. Okay. Wow. It's interesting.
Okay, actually, herbarium is a place where plants that have been preserved or is have been kept. So here, this table is called the herbarium cupboard. Why let me show you an example of a specimen pouch.
That is where the press plant is kept.
Yes.
And the herbarium is divided into three sections. We have the people which are the fruits, the seeds, and the press plants. And that's what she's showing you.
This is an example of a castor oil plant that have been preserved for easy handling and for information about the plants.
Okay.
Like we have here the chemical constituents, the medicinal uses of this plant.
So this is where you get castor oil from.
Not that this is where we get it from the farm, from the bush. Then we'll press it.
The castor oil comes from the leaves or from the seeds?
It's getting from the seed, from the fruit, leaves, and the roots, as in the parts that are used.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Wow.
There's what she's trying to say everything about the castor oil is used.
It's medicine. Yes.
Okay.
And as you can see, they're all been arranged alphabetically on the shelves.
And then this one you're working on right now is that?
Yes, the common name is sugarcane, while the botanical name is Saccharum officinarum.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're going to present this?
Yes, I'm pressing it now. So after which, I'll change the paper. This is called the blotting paper.
Okay.
Here. This is the pruning sheet, which I will use in cutting a good twig of the plant. Then this is the blotting paper, while I will put the plant in the newspaper. Then I'll continue to change. So when it's now fully dried, I'll now poison. And the chemicals we use in poisoning are formaldehyde, ratio of 60 to 40.
Wow.
Formaldehyde and water. You can also use phenol. You can also use the alcohol to poison the, yes. But we poison because against insect attack and fungicides.
So that it can be preserved.
Yes.
Alright. So I was wondering why you poison.
And these are samples of the breast of how the plants are
The
being
one
pressed.
here is Moringa odifera and Sina isita.
I've heard of moringa in the north, right?
Yeah, in the north they call it ezogele.
Oh, is that what they call it? So
Yes, and very nutritious.
we used to eat it a lot.
Yes, so with this.
This house does make it.
What do they call it? With the captain is made from my grandma's. Kuli kuli. Rounded kuli. This is when they boil it. Looking at it is disgusting, but when you have a taste,
It's really nice.
you will not want to leave it.
Seriously.
You know, it was like
Excellence
a
of this.
it's highly proteinous.
Highly proteinous, right?
The moringa odifera is used. Its medicinal uses are inflammatory diseases, asthma. It's used in curing asthma. It's used in curing cough, liver and pancreas diseases, venereal diseases, diuretic, diarrhea, and antihelmintic.
Wow.
Yes.
Very interesting. So you have a collection of all the herbs that they're using.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We didn't get your name.
My name is Mary. I am local.
Okay, you're Yoruba.
Yes.
Wow, you enjoy working here. Wow, you live in one of the villages. In the village here. Right?
Yes,
And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Yes.
I didn't get your response there. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Nancy.
Whatever.
Over there. This is our main conference hall. Here we have our meetings. And there's where the graphic work I the artistic work here. And this is our library. Where you can look at and over here is where all the medical records of the patient can be tapped into the system for easy access by the consultant and the card attendant. Well done.
Well done. Good morning, Mr. Francis. I'm making the tour of Tax Herbal. We're here at your office. You'd love to tell us more about what you do. Thank you.
Clinic, we are working on various investigation,
Okay.
depending on the complaint the patient will give.
Okay.
Not just treat. First of all, we investigate
Okay.
what is wrong.
Okay.
They will not treat without drugs.
Okay.
So, what was wrong?
Right, Mr. Francis. This is where the drug finally come to rest. From here it goes out into the open market, from here I go to back. And as you can see, this is a chart of all our distribution zones.
Okay.
Because the demands of our patients are so high, we cannot meet up their demands here. They will need to have outlets all over. Where we have our distributors, we have our import managers that represents us. And at the end of the day, the final consumer goes to the distributors to get their drugs. So once any of these zones are ready and they place an order for their drugs, all we need to do is arrange the drugs from here. As you can see, this window is detachable. This is the conveyor switch. And over there is our loading bay. Once they open the window, normally what happens, the first thing they do, once they place their list, their drugs have been arranged somewhere here. And once they are done with the arrangement of the drugs normally leaves, we load a day before departure. So once they are ready for the loading, the truck will come close and the conveyor will be properly arranged, the window opened, and they start conveying the drugs straight with the help of the conveyor straight into the truck. And we'll have two cross-checkers there to cross-check the drugs. We have the quality control personnel to ensure that the drugs that are going in are in good shape, and the next day the truck leaves for its destination.
Very, very technical, very serious, very standardized, and very, very
plants that we use in producing our drugs. So our major farm is in and these are samples of the plants that we have in our demonstrative garden. They are just here for samples, so that for students, I know most of the schools now, you just hear the names, you don't even know the plants in particular. So these are just for them for easy identification. I don't know how this is a plant, okay, this is the name it is being called, this is what is being identified by. And the plant, the land extends down. Down there we are planting, I think we are planning to start planting rice. We are trying to raise a rice farm down there. But the place is somehow slippery, so not it I would like to go in.
just take a look at some of the plants
Yeah.
like eucalyptus.
Yeah.
When we get the popular eucalyptus oil. I know this anyway. But sometimes it's hard to differentiate because of the plants that we just.
There are other plants with similar features.
Yes, with similar
Yeah.
features. Maybe the easiest way is to get the wood, tear it and smell it. I know this. This is basil. If I'm not mistaken. Right? This is basil. I love this. Pepper soup leaf. Chow. Oh wow, I love that. Mango. my goodness. Okay. It's called what? No, that's this graver. Resurrection plant. Why is it called resurrection plant?
It doesn't die.
Oh wow. It doesn't die. Wow. That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, we will. Calendula. Calendula. I never thought calendula grows in Africa. Wow.
We sell them.
It's been really nice visiting Pax Herbal and getting to see their demonstration farm. Wow, everything about Pax Herbal is brilliant. You can tell that there's been great work being put in here, great effort, and the people exactly know what they are doing. I have been to other pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria, but I haven't seen any as professional, as extensive, as broad as Pax Herbals. So if you are in Nigeria, you could want to visit Pax Herbals just to take a look for yourself, to see for yourself. Like you can see my tag, they welcome lots of tourists here. So I'm a tourist for today, and you saw our wonderful tour guide, and then we'll be rounding up this tour, and I hope that you would consider Pax Herbals for your healthcare needs, and probably to visit and let every other person know what's great happening in Nigeria.
She's shy.
So we are meeting with the head of the pharmacology department in Igbinedion University. They are also here, just like myself, to do a tour of Pax Herbal's clinic and research laboratory. So we'll be speaking with him, and he will tell us more about your trip here.
Mr. Adebayo M.A.
Mr. Adebayo.
Department of Edge, Department of Pharmacology, Igbinedion University, Okada, in Edo State. So the essence of our trip here is to appreciate the work of nature and to make our students learn more concerning herbs as source of pharmaceutical constituents, drugs.
Okay, it's interesting. But now the kind of medicine they study in the university is mainly what kind? What's the difference between what they study in school and what Pax does?
There is a little difference because their study tends toward synthetic drug. But in pharmacognosy, we try and emphasize natural products as a source of treatment. For them to appreciate what we are teaching them, they have to come to Pax Herbal and see how they use natural products to treat several types of diseases.
Okay, what I just heard now is pharmacognosy. Could you please tell us exactly what pharmacognosy is?
Pharmacognosy is the study of a natural source of drugs. It may be from plants, majorly from plants, either lower plants or higher plants. Then you can also go as far as the use of animal parts.
Okay. Wow, interesting.
And the use of minerals.
Minerals. That's what I was going to say, like
the
rocks
use of minerals,
and all of that.
like rocks.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
For example, chalk. We use chalk. We teach them how to use chalk to treat diarrhea. Clay. Yes.
Okay. Wow. Very interesting. Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Rhoda. So we're happy to interview you. So you're happy to be here.
Of course.
So what are you looking forward to?
We're looking forward to a great time here. I want to see so many things, like so many plants,
Okay.
so many drugs, so many, just things that were being taught in class. Especially
That's in pharmacognosy.
pharmacognosy.
Okay. So that you enjoy both aspects, the synthetic drugs and the pharmacognosy. Which do you prefer?
Well, I don't know. For the past few weeks, we've been doing more of herbal drugs, and I've been enjoying it. I don't know.
So it's just the same to you, or it's exciting, more exciting?
It's more exciting.
Because they're more natural.
They're more natural. Okay. Okay.
And they are less toxic compared to the synthetic ones.
Synthetic ones. Okay. So that's nice. So what year are you?
300.
Everyone here is in year 3. Okay. So in year 3 you get to do this tour.
Yes.
And everyone in the university does this every year. It's interesting. So I wish you success and all the best. I hope you enjoy.
all protocols being observed. I really want to commend the effort of the past Herbals and the staffs and HOD of the Department of Microbiology in the University of Okada. It has really been a wonderful experience for the students, and I really say that we've learned much more. And I do hope that this will continue even as we progress during the years. So I really want to say a big thank you, and also I really want to say I really want to thank God for granting us the journey from Okada to here. It's not easy, you know, and I really know that He lead us back there. And I really want to say a big thank you. And lastly, I really want to say thank you, Professor. You really inspired us, and we've learned from you. And I really want to say a big thank you for teaching and everything.
Give my regards to Benson Nikila, who is with you. I think Mr. Benson Nikila is a very experienced lab technologist in pharmacognosy.
Hello. Before we go, I think at this junction we'll be able to understand that what we learn theoretically in pharmacognosy, what we do both in terms of our practical, maybe the research we're taking for targets, we do microscopy, they are all relevant. And with all those, even your microscopy, you still do them here. And maybe you are faced with a situation where you have to differentiate between two plants of very below, two plants very close in terms of they have the same genus and has even the same species but different varieties. So in which we now have to go down to microscopy and some other forms of chemical taxonomy approach. So all those things now, at this junction we'll be able to understand that pharmacognosy is real. Yes. Herbal medicine is real. Yes. There is always a cure. I want to borrow a word from my director, for the answer at the book. He said, there is always a cure for every plant inside the bush. Whenever you are true and you finish your course as a pharmacy student and you become a pharmacist, please don't overlook or think that the man inside the bush is nobody. My dear, the man inside the bush is somebody. Without his knowledge and his information, you cannot do anything. Lastly, this is not a word of advice. It's better we live for something than live. It's better we die for something than live for nothing. You actually make money, but I think it's more better and worthwhile trying to help thousands of people dying inside there. I know a woman who died of cancer, and cancer of the breast. There's always a solution. Please, let's all come together, go into the work of research, don't end up dispensing drugs. And I know with that, we can do a lot. Thank you, have been, because of the interest they have in developing their own form of medicine, with goal advance to isolating artemisinin, as I've said earlier, from Artemisia annua. And we believe as a pharmacist to be, and some of us, our daddies in the house, our scientists in the house, we believe that artemisinin series of families of compound, they are the best anti-malaria drug known for now, though there's still a lot of threats by WHO concerning the resistance of some species of Plasmodium. But as at now, we still believe they are still the best, something about Tita and some other things. So I'm also calling you finally, before I'll drop this microphone, that herbal medicine is real. And it's a form of medicine that I want each and every one of us to see not as an abstract, not as a spiritualism or maybe you do some incantation, but a form of medicine that works with phytochemicals, that works with chemicals that can do exceedingly abundantly more than what we imagine. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Shego, for that. As Mr. Shego was speaking, one of us, which is the head of the Department of Research Development, just came in the name of Professor Joseph Okoye. He's a wonderful person. He's a renowned chemist, and he has taught so many people, including the HOD of the department, Mr. Deborah. Prof was so, Prof, you are welcome. Before we speak on, Prof would like you to have one or two words with the students.
Well, my colleagues, and you are my junior colleagues because we are students, isn't it? And we keep learning until we reach our last and go up there, hopefully to paradise. Well, it's nice having so many of you here, and I want to thank Herbal and your lecturers for allowing you to have the opportunity. I heard him saying that, Shegun saying that herbal medicine is real. That is true because it's artemisinin, which he talked about, came from herbal medicine. And in China, I understand, if you go to hospital, you decide whether you have this way or that way, or you want to use the tool. But it is you people who have to try and bring herbal medicine to the national health care. You know, when they talk of defending toughs, you know, animals defend their territories. I'm afraid that I have to use that analogy with what happens between the professionals. The clinicians defending tough, the pharmacists defending their tough, the herbalists also, and all of us, maybe chemists also do. So they are, in a country like this, developing, they are not coming together to solve problems. Everybody is afraid that if you do this, you know, and may not be able to get that. I think that's one of the things on the way of herbal medicine, apart from the well-known talk about not being standardized. That is true, but how will it be standardized if the scientists, including the clinicians and pharmacists, don't work together? You can't standardize it. Unless the chemists, the biologists, the pharmacists, the doctors, the clinicians work, and the herbalists all work together, you cannot standardize it. And if the clinicians refuse to use it, how will you? So that is the problem. But one way that this is going to happen, and Pax Herbal is making it happen, is that there are some drugs that are reducing the clientele of clinicians because they are helping to solve problems that clinicians, that people take to the doctors. So I believe some are beginning to be forced to pay attention. It may interest you to know that there was a compound from a Nigerian herb that competed with artemisinin before Medicines for Malaria Ventures chose artemisinin for development for various reasons. It's called hypoxia. It was taken to Frankfurt by our colleagues in the US, but it's a Nigerian herb. So, the herbal medicine is effective, though you have to study to show. I'll give you an example. Some years ago, I think it was 1985, going to Germany for research, to do some research. It's a Herbal fellow. And I boarded the Lufthansa plane. Actually, I don't know what happened. Don't say the food poisoning was from the plane, but I was very well. But before I got to Frankfurt, I started stooling very badly. And by the time I was landing, there was blood on my stool. So, if the Germans found me with that, there'd be a big headline. An African, there could be, not this. Somebody came with some disease, some organism to they have to be quarantined. They check, and who knows, they may associate it with AIDS, because they say it's from Africa, but which is that. And let me tell you now what I did. Luckily, I had a ticket that allowed me into their lounge. So I had to use my knowledge of herbal medicine and the chemistry of them to start treating it. So what did I do? I think it was caffeine or tea, but you know that they have alkaloids and polyphenols. These are antimicrobial. So I just took a concentrated form of one of them, no sugar, no milk. That delayed the stooling. Until I reached Hanover, where I was to do the research. My host professor luckily met me at the airport, and he took me to where I would stay. And luckily it had a kitchenette. You can do everything like, this is a secret. As a global person, I don't know. There's a herb we use even for soup. You know? Correct. We use it even for egusi, and when I was like this, one of the things you take, your mother will give you, your portion. And because I knew I would cook there, I had it, and I preserved it. My wife had to preserve it in the freezer, and I put it in tape paper, and I had it. Immediately the man left. I opened my box, got the fresh thing, and took a handful, washed it, cut it into bits, just covered it with water, heat it to boil, put salt, and drank it. Ate up the leaves. That was it. If you will be thinking of streptomycin, whatever, which we have to take several times. But this is just an example. And you know the active principle there. You know. In E-Osmund, it's Arawoko or Filling Lab, but we call it Arawoko. You know, in Edo or Eastern language. The Yorubas call it Filling Lab. The Igbos call it Ochuaon. You know the active principle? It's a monoterpenol and a phenol. Aromatic monoterpenol. That's it. So, as I told you some of you earlier, a higher percentage of the drugs we take are either from nature or the clever chemists and biologists looked at the structure and made something like them less toxic or more powerful. So while you are doing other things, take this seriously. And it's not you don't need to put professor. Whatever you see there, I didn't put it. That's it's only last year that I knew that they had so much on Yeah, book on it. I didn't put anything there. And I can't really, can't put anything on the book.
How's that?
I'm celebrating now, right?
Just give it a try. The trial will convince you. So thank you very much, Prof, for that. And I think we are now on the aspect of asking questions. Just to cut everything short, we would like, if you know that you want to ask questions, you indicate by raising up your hand, and we will just need 5 people to do that. And among these 5 people, if somebody have already asked the question, we kindly decline by saying that someone has already spoken your mind. 5 people, if you wish to ask questions, just raise up your hands.
One, two, I'm counting only ones. 1, 2, let me see you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the 5th person? Okay, 4 like that.
4 people? Number 1, your name.
I greet you, I'm Okoyema Kechubu. Sir, I want to ask 2 questions. Number 1 question is, now, you guys deal with herbal medicine. So, you guys deal with herbal medicine. Is it only herbal that you guys deal with, or with synthetic medicine?
Please. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion. He has asked his question. You said your question is 2 questions. I think that's number 1.
And number 2, the herbal thing as in the medicine, back then in those days, when we take herbal, we don't as in measure it as in dosage form. I want to ask, in your own herbal medicine, do you guys have a dosage or a particular quantity that you guys take? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okoye, right? Thank you very much. The second person, the question will go around before we start responding to them.
I'm Imaba Osagi, all protocols I really want to commend the efforts of the tax Herbals, HOD and staffs and students. It was actually a good discussion. My question is this: do you guys admit interns, pharmacy interns, like interns? And what's the minimum qualification internship is? And if so, what's the I would like to know the minimum qualification for staffs. That if you are interested in the research going on here, what's the minimum qualification you can use to join the team? Thank you.
My name is Ahalu Omolola. My question goes thus. The packaging of the drugs, like Emmanuel said, in herbal medicine, formerly there is nothing like doses. But now, like in the capsuling room, we saw the packaging of the capsules and stuff. How do you go about packaging different chemicals? Is it from different herbs? Okay, maybe you need about 5 herbs. How do you go about making all of them available in one capsule for a dose?
is this drug here is for diabetes? Is this to control it or to actually cure it?
What is the name? Your name?
Page 7.
Audience, please. Thank you very much for all your questions. All your questions will be attended to, and they are all wonderful and interesting questions. We'll respond to that. You still want to ask one more? Okay.
I really want to add to what she said. The drugs that they produce, like the one I came across the other time, like for ulcer and some stuff, is it curative or to suppress the symptoms? I want to ask, is it?
Hello. Hi. From Emmanuel. I think there's a question on is it only about drugs we deal with orthodox stuff like that? For those that I met with before in the lab, I said Pax Herbal is a phytopharmaceutical company. Yes. What we deal with, we are specialized in herbal drugs, not orthodox. We don't have anything to do with orthodox. What we do is development of traditional medicine, in quote, herbal medicine. What we deal with purely is herbal, not orthodox. I think the second one is there dosage, or the second guy, the guy used to talk about dosage of our drugs. My wonderful granddaddy said something. He said something about the problem of herbal medicine, in which many people do quote against herbal medicine is one, dosage. Standardization too, in which dosage is also part of standardization. But thank God for the amalgamation of different fields of science into herbal medicine, in which the active principle of many herbal medicinal plants has been known, which has really helped in formulation of dosage. Formulation of dosages. So all of our drugs here, there is always a specified dose. Okay, maybe two tablets in the morning, which is maybe tablet is 500 milligram or 250 milligram, for example. 2 tablets in the morning, 2 tablets in the afternoon, or 2 tablets in the evening. If it's a liquid drug, solution, it may be 2 caps in the morning, a cap may be 300 mils, and so on. There's always a dosage specification for our drugs. And I think before I will stop talking, there's also a question on the formulation of drugs by Omolola, that how do we formulate our drugs, especially multi-component drug. I would like to say this for academic purpose. I know we are not here to come and look at glasses and beautiful place in Pax Herbal. We are here to come and learn. So I'll say this. Herbal drug, as we all know, contains many components. And whenever you are formulating herbal drug, your formulation can be single component formulation or multi-component formulation. Irrespective of the nature of formulation, plant itself has a mixture of several phytochemicals. I know we all know what phytochemicals are. These phytochemicals, most especially, it can be primary metabolite, secondary metabolite, or secondary metabolite. And whenever we are talking about therapeutic activity of a medicinal plant, we are talking about the therapeutic activity of the secondary metabolite present in that medicinal plant. However, this plant, the various components or the various secondary metabolites, it may be like one or two that's really performing the therapeutic activity of interest. That is why they can say this particular plant now, we can use it to treat headache, it can treat this, it can treat that. So many of these, one or two of these components may be responsible for this claimed therapeutic activity. But it is noteworthy that it's important we note this, that other components that are there, they may not be the real compound, they might not be the real compound responsible for the therapeutic activity, but they can work sometime. They have different relationship with the one working. The relationship can be synergy. What I mean is that it has been discovered that risperidone from Raffia vomitoria, which is known to treat many diseases, sometimes they discover that if you isolate risperidone from Raffia vomitoria extract, certain properties of the extra whole plant will be lost. Instead of you maybe the plant extra suppressing maybe kind of calmness, a kind of maybe inducing kind of calmness, but the risperidone itself will do other way around, will be acting a kind of stimulant. What I'm trying to say is that risperidone, apart from its ability to reduce arterial pressure, there are other functions in which we expect it to do. But instead of the fact that it has been isolated, it cannot work alone. So that's what I'm saying. So these components sometimes can act similar, a kind of synergistic relationship to enhance the activity of the secondary metabolites that is actually responsible for the therapeutic of interest. Sometimes the relationship can be additive relationship. This can be additive relationship. Sometimes it can even be an antagonist relationship. There are different relationships occurring in the plant, irrespective of whether it's single component formulation or multi-component formulation. These various relationships occur. But for the issue of formulation of dosage, before you even start to produce an herbal drug on a normal ideal, to the best of my knowledge, there must be you must have what we call ethnobotanical, or let me say ethnopharmacological information about that medicinal plant. I hope I'm speaking well. Ethnopharmacological information on that particular plant of interest. For example, maybe it has been established among the southwestern part of Nigeria. Maybe they said over the years they use maybe Momonica charanta or Taxus brevifolia for the treatment of cancer. They notice that sometimes they notice some form of proliferation of carcinoma cells, and the forefathers, based on their knowledge, they use Taxus brevifolia for the treatment of cancer. Now, with the help of modernization or science now, we've been able to isolate the real active principle, in which research will now tell you, after you have your ethnopharmacological information, that okay, 500 grams of Taxol, which is the active alkaloid present in the plant, can bring about maybe a particular reduction in the cell mass of your carcinoma cell, the cell size of the carcinoma cell. So from all these things, different researches that you've made, you'll be able to arrive that, okay, this is the expected or normal dosage for this particular plant product I want to make from Taxus brevifolia. I hope I'm speaking well. So anything you see in terms of our formulation, either it is single component or multi-component, something must have been done on the plant. There is always an ethnopharmacological issue backing up any of the things we do, and there's always one or two researches to buttress and to bring about the desired formulation technique. That is that about that.
And the Osaji, the one of we graduate internship students that want to do their internship here. Actually, we don't have the facilities for people coming from like a pharmacy department, but we have for people in phytomedicine. That's people that are doing ethnobotanical course at PG level, that's a postgraduate level. We have had had 2 or 3 of them in the past, and we still intend to have more. But for the pharmacy students, we don't have the facilities for now. But as soon as the facilities for such come on, we'll let the public, or if we have a forum like this, if such a person is asked, we can attend to that. But for now, we have for the ethnobotanical students, and equally we have a couple of IT students working with us, so we equally allow that for now. But people from the pharmacy or pharmacology or other biomedical related courses, we don't have it for now. He still asks a question of cure for ulcer, just like you asked about diabetes. It's the same thing. The answer to that question is similar to what Mr. Shegun have already said. Cure. In medical terms, they don't normally use the word cure, but we have what we can use to reduce it to the barest minimum. So that will be all for now.
Making a remark, not directly related, but indirectly. You know, the world has become a global village. And there's a very serious trend in Nigeria about names. If I write my name and I say Kogun Joseph, or Joseph, the word we say Kogun is my first name. Unless I put comma after writing Kogun. I want to appeal to students and staff, please, let the practice be done by banks, IEC, all of them. We are messing up our names. My name is Joseph Okogun. It's not Okogun Joseph. Please write your name properly. If you write your name, surname first, put a comma before the others. Then the world will know that what you wrote first is your family name, not your personal name. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if some of my students are harassed.
So I will hand over the mic to the HOD and other colleagues that came with him to speak their minds.
We are indeed very grateful for what have contributed to our hospitality in this place, and we wish this institution advancement in all endeavors. I just want to ask Prof, I'm serious, but we just, having no Prof for long, the University of Ibadan, the one place before coming here. I think the only thing that we can see as sign of old age maybe is the white beard. Others, the activity is still as before. So I now want to ask, is this Harvard thing that is for this usefulness always, so that we better key to it now. Prof, I'm very grateful. May God continue to be with you. I'm very grateful.
Thank you very much. His question is more or less rhetorical, self-answered. So we are talking about herbs, and our prof has taught us how to use saint leaf. He has been using that, and you can see the sign on him. He was as young as when I knew him. We thank God for that. So I want to appreciate you. Out of millions of students you have taught, then you are coming across them one after the other, and then you are professor of professors. You know, many of your students must have become professors now.
So those I know and those ones I may not know. So I want to thank God for you. Also thank God for your life. And we pray that God will make you to live long. And at the end of the day, as you said at the beginning, that we end up in paradise. Just one or two comments. Herbal medicine is globally acceptable because, as it has been mentioned, go to China, you have orthodox by the side of traditional alternative. Go to India, you have it. If I've even read about Saudi Arabia, they have what they call a prophetic medicine. And that prophetic medicine is nothing but herbal medicine. So the essence of bringing you here is just to appreciate what you have been learning in classroom. Like many of you will prefer to become just a community pharmacist. But now you should see difference between patent medicine sellers and pharmacists. It's not just to be there, counting drugs, give people, make money, and that's all. As most of you are from Licho. So the opportunity of studying higher is there for you. You should decide to study more than just first degree. It is when you are able to study above first degree that you can make the real contribution into human development, especially in terms of healing. Most of these challenging diseases, talk of HIV, talk of cancer, you have the potential pharmaceuticals that you can use to treat them is already in herbal medicine. So I want to encourage you, don't just stay in Abuja, stay in Lagos, go to your different central homes to get those things for us. The world needs it. So I want to thank you, the Passover Center, and I want to inform you what I've discussed with him when I met him, was it not last week in Uniben, that you can even come here and do your postgraduate research. So this place is more or less becoming a vital medical research center. If you do extraction in UINA, sorry, I should not forget my alma mater. In Uniben, you have to go to Uniben from Okada before you can use rotary evaporator. We don't have it in our own laboratory. You don't have it. The effort is on the way to get rotary evaporator, but I think they are already having it here. So you can even come here, do your extraction, concentrate your extract, do bioassay and a lot of things, and you go back, you give us a report. So it will not be like people that will sit somewhere and they cook up results and they bring it. This place is a reliable herbal center as well as a phytomedical research center. Thank you very much.
Of developing our form of medicine like Indian do. Over the years, Indians have been known to harvest about over $3 billion of the total world money going into our medicine. But I think by now, Nigerians and Africans are calling new pharmacists, new scientists, New people that will not only end up in dispensing drugs, but come into aspect of drug research and discovery, so that though you are no more, when you grow old, you are no more, you will do something that will heal and that will cure majority of people coming behind you. Many people, some Chinese scientists in 1971 isolated artemisinin from Artemisia annua. Though today we don't know them. You and I may not know them. But I am proud to tell you, from what
Good morning, Professor Obobo. I met with Father Ansel yesterday. In fact, we did an interview together, and he spoke so highly of you. So he let me know that you are the most renowned scientist, chemist in Nigeria.
Well, I'm flattered.
No.
Yes.
So, wow, I'm so glad to meet you. I'm too excited. In fact, but how did you start working here with Herbal?
Well,
So much.
well, I know you are Amina
I'm sorry, Amina Ekpo, yes.
Miss Nigeria.
2001, 44th Miss Nigeria.
That is
You go by that.
very interesting. And being on that, you are coming here to like this, and you are interested in talking to a poor chemist. Very far from what you see when you compete for Miss Nigeria.
You'll be so surprised. I'm a chemist too. I read applied chemistry.
Congratulations. From what university?
University of Rio.
Okay, Rio, yes, that's great, yes. When did you leave there?
2003.
Okay, that's at Kong's time will be ancient history. Professor Kong who started the place, yes. As Vice Chancellor. Well, how did I come here? Well, Father Anselm has been on my neck for a very long time to be a consultant here. And I really could not make it much as I wanted to help here for various reasons. But last 2010, I decided to have the last renewal of my special consultant professorship at the National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development. I accepted. So that ended September 2011. And immediately before another thing came up to change my plan to come and help me, I accepted to be here. So I came here eventually January this year.
We're so glad you did.
Well,
because Pax is getting the popularity that it deserves, and it will be so good to know that we have renowned and experienced chemists behind Pax, within Pax Herbal. So thank you so much for that decision.
well, I thank you very much for your interests and your wishes. We pray that one is able to fulfill all the potentials that science can put behind Pax. Pax has done so well. We do need to start going to the molecular level and look at parameters both for the raw materials and the products, and laying these up and then move on to actually looking at the biological activities of the products and scientifically from ecological and looking for the active ingredients. Because
isolating the active ingredients.
Yes, if possible, and using that to determine mechanism of action. Well, for what Pax is doing meanwhile, that's not so important. But what's important is to deliver healthcare. But internationally,
found that new drugs for many diseases are getting more and more difficult to find. And diabetes nature is a mine, and that something new always comes out. So hopefully when you do that, which will give more prestige to parts, and you get a compound that is active for serious diseases, or which can be used by synthetic chemists, models to make even more active compound, then that would be a great.
Okay, so they're going to more like try to make a synthetic version of the
yes,
active
that's what they
ingredient
do abroad. You know, it's just that's what they do in the scientific world. You know, many compounds, many drugs, the active principles were first found in nature or something that looked like them, and chemists went to make them new ones, modeling nature, either to reduce toxicity or to improve activity. And
So
that's one of the contributions of the third world, because we don't have synthetic facilities.
What I'm concerned now hearing this is, if you're isolating a certain compound, what if you now start discovering other problems, like probably other less active compounds that can contribute to the absorption of this?
That's great. That is when they are together, they potentiate.
Yes.
Yes. That is synergistic. That when you will find them, and it will add to knowledge. What it means is that it will recommend that what Pax is using should be left like that, because it has all this synergy, and also may have things that make them not so toxic. One of the reasons why people are running away from synthetic compounds. Yes.
So there has to be a clinical study as well.
Yes, to get up to that. And then the other thing we want to do in Pax in here is to find ways to make sure of sustainability, because most of the things now are being harvested in the wild, most of the plants, though there are some that Pax is growing and using. Not necessarily enough. But there are some we just get from the wild. We need to start to plant, to have them, in plantations or gardens, so that we can continue to make sure that parks can continue to produce drugs for the market. And the other improvement we can also bring about here, if we have the facilities and the means, maybe to reduce the weights of the drugs that are there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why it might be good to isolate them at the end of the day.
Yes, or decrease the amount of solvent that go with the drug, so that the dosage is using smaller quantities.
Okay, just removing the water content.
Water or whatever they use, if they are not contributing to the activity, that will reduce the weight, transportation, and all.
And of course, the water could be added at home if it's necessary.
Yes, that is, yes.
Yeah.
So those are all the possibilities. And there's so much to do here to bring in science to strengthen the base of parks.
I also make creams, my own
Okay,
lotions. I'm
yes.
about to launch in August.
Yes.
They're 100% natural.
Oh, very good.
I introduce products of ingredients like niacinamide
Yes.
in it, but it's still natural.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention.
Niacinamide is
B3.
what?
Vitamin B3.
Yes, it's natural.
It's natural.
Yeah. But only that science has isolated
that as well.
Some have been synthesized.
Okay, some are being synthesized.
Yeah, some vitamins have been synthesized.
So it's possible I might be using the synthetic one.
It is possible. Though I'm not so sure of this B3.
Okay.
So these are conference
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.